Each week, we take 3 questions from our subscribers and our fans. We're going to see if we can get Dr. Food to answer some of these questions that we have. When I gain belly fat, am I gaining fat cells?
Belly fat, also known as visceral fat or visceral adiposity, because it covers the visceral organs that sit right underneath them in the gut. For most people, this is where they gain first. Just because you gain fat in this area, or for that matter, any area that you gain it in the body, doesn't imply that you are gaining fat cells. When you are born with a set number of fat cells. Whatever that number is, that is how many actual fat cells you have for life. Doesn't matter. When you gain visceral fat or fat period, what is occurring is the fat cells you do have are swelling. They expand based on inflammation responses from what you eat, as an example, and your lifestyle. So this is an important piece to understand, and that visceral adiposity is and can be a very dangerous situation to your health.
Is there a genetic connection to my ability to gain or lose fat?
Genetics do play a role, and a fairly big one, in your ability to gain or lose fat in a sense. It is not the key, your lifestyle is for that matter, and as mentioned, your genetics is how many fat cells you're born with. The good news is you now define the kind of lifestyle you want to have and how that is going to affect your swelling and shrinking of the fat cells you do have. Remember, you're the one that creates the signals that tells the body what to do. What you drink, what you eat, your activity level, even your sleep habits are all going to affect that swelling and shrinking of the fat cells. In healthcare, there are 2 body shapes that help us understand more of an individual's potential health risks, like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. They are the apple and the pear. The apple shape is that visceral adiposity or visceral fat swelling we are discussing now, which can be an indication that someone is heading towards type 2 diabetes or metabolic syndrome, or they already have it. Now, you can sit there and go, well, yes, I've got some visceral adiposity, and there's maybe I can grab a whole handful, but my labs look pretty darn good. Well, that's great, but that is your body fighting and fighting and fighting to control those numbers, because remember, your body's designed to try to keep you in that homeostasis, or keep those numbers in a certain range that we accept as healthy or reasonably in that zone that we don't have an issue. So just because the numbers are not indicating it doesn't mean you're heading towards it. It means that your body has done a good job of holding on. But at some point, if you continue down this path, there will be a shift towards a metabolic disease that can have life-threatening implications. The second type of body shape, the pear, is one where the individual's upper body is normal, and then the lower body from about the obliques to the hips and the legs are much bigger. Now, this is a very strong sign of a hormonal imbalance that we call estrogen dominance, which then becomes estrogen toxicity. Even though the labs can show that your hormones are in the right zones, your body tries to adjust, and it may show somewhere else, like in your progesterone, that is a little higher than it should be, which then takes away the direction towards the estrogen. It's just the body trying to balance itself out. But knowing this can help you then to look at how to balance and possibly do something along the line of an estrogen detox.
Is it true that when I work out, I burn fat cells?
When you work out, you're not burning fat cells, as we kind of discussed. You have a certain amount of fat cells. You are able to increase your caloric output. That's energy. Your body needs to burn energy. You have with the basis of how much muscle mass you carry, a certain amount of calories you burn per day, called your basal metabolic rate, that allows you to burn a certain amount doing nothing. Then we can add in your activity level to get an idea of how many calories a day or energy a day you burn. When you exercise, you actually burn more calories. Now, the calories can come from any number of the macronutrients, be it your carbohydrates, your fats, or your proteins, or they can come from the fat within the body. Again, it's not the cells that are burning, but it is using the energy that is in there from the swollen cells and pushing that out to be used up as energy so that we can shrink those fat cells down, which is the idea. So it is important to realize that you still don't want to starve the body, but you want to make sure you get in the right amount of calories so that your body says, I don't need to hold on to this excess swollen fat. I can let go of it and use it as my energy source and not my muscle. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this helps you in many, many ways.